I don't think it's normal for a mom to watch your son be immersed in giant flames. You can see the confidence bubbling up for now. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there he goes. That's a big torch.
Oh, that was just a double blow of fire here, and he's already smoldering and in flames.
What's up, guys? You're watching To All the Crowded Rooms. If you want to help us take over the world, you can help us by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit that notification bell. You get the alert as soon as the episode's posted. And with that out of the way, let's get into this interview. Now, today we have a special episode. I have one of my childhood friends, Aaron Kaminski, a.k.a. otherwise known as El Presidente of the O Street Mini Golf. He was just recently on Steph Curry's show called Holey Moley, which is a mini golf competition show. Go check it out. He also has a reality series for his mini golf league that I also took part of. I was actually a founding father of the O Street League, which, you know, me and Aaron, we grew up in Ocean City, New Jersey. We played a lot of mini golf. Aaron, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Good, man. 16-year-old me would have told me that when we were 28 years old that I would be doing a podcast interviewing you for having a YouTube a mini golf channel, I would have absolutely knew that was going to happen.
It's spot on.
Yeah, we're both YouTubers, as weird as that sounds. But yeah, you have a YouTube channel basically where you go around to different mini golf locations and you review them. You play the course like it's an actual game. You keep score and stuff. You go out with your right-hand man. I got my Bezos, you got your Rudy. So yeah, to get into this, I just want to talk about like the history of O Street dating all the way back, which I want to explain my version of it because I don't think you were originally in like the O Street squad when like we were first doing it. It was basically the crew to smoke pot with.
I still to this day have not smoked, and hence on the outside for the whole time, like there would be a group of people walking, and then here comes Aaron, like, yo, are we gonna go like play video game? Like, what are we doing? Like,
you were definitely the sober kid in the group, like
always. It
was like a group of stoners and then Aaron. But like originally when we started playing mini golf, there was a couple activities you could do around Ocean City. This is shore kid culture. You know, you could go around, try to find someone's house to party at, go to the beach, wreak havoc, play some mini golf. What else am I thinking? Go on the boardwalk, try to meet girls or whatever.
Exactly.
You know
like
what I
the
mean?
boardwalk was like the place to go in the summertime, and if to quote Exact Change, our life is your vacation. I mean, everyone would come down to the shore and be like, oh my God, rides and miniature golf and cotton candy. Wow. We're so used to it. We're numb to it. Yep. Like we've done everything a million times where we had to spice it up. And I think you're kind of leading into Dare Mini Golf.
Yes. So before it was actually like the OGA, it was, we'd get super baked and we'd play Dare Mini Golf. And what that is before we'd actually go into the game, we would all agree upon a humiliating dare for whoever the loser was. And they would have to do it after the game.
It evolved into, I think it was like eating pizza with sand on it, putting someone in a trash can on the boardwalk, in the middle of the boardwalk, and dumping it over, like just embarrassing stuff.
Oh, I got a list.
Oh, you have the, okay, go. Let's do it.
So eating something out of the trash can, pull trash can to the middle of the boardwalk and climb in it for 30 seconds, buy curly fries, then get buried up to your neck in the sand and have seagulls attack you. That was JP. Ice cream down the pants.
That was me.
Piss in your pants on the boardwalk.
So it was Matt Reganato climbed up the rock climb and was too afraid to come down and pissed his pants.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Right next to Goofy Golf, yeah.
That's so epic.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Do we have any video of that?
We may have a picture or something in like the archives of O Street.
Oh my God, I hope so. If we do, we'll edit that in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One was getting the shit beat out of you for 30 seconds by everyone that was playing. That was Owen McGargy. And after everyone beat the shit out of him, he lit up a cigarette and walked away, started crying. I felt so bad.
Sorry, Owen.
The Mike Tyson henna classic, tramp stamp henna, and then the notorious wax hands.
Avery Doucet.
So for that, basically, do you want to explain it?
Yeah, so we, I think it was was it Pirate Island or Congo? I forget which course we played, but next to those courses is the Surf Mall, which is just a big building with a bunch of different shops. And right out front, the one year they had this wax sculpture where you could put your hand in, you could put different things in there, and they create a wax sculpture from it. And so the loser had to put their hand, I don't know if it was one or two hands, I think it might have been two hands, in the wax. And instead of taking their hands out, they had to leave them in there. And then we went to like Maynard's, the local bar or something, and had to hold their beers like that. I think Avery had his hands specifically like this so he could hold a beer. But yeah, he was dubbed the name Avery the Wax Anducci.
Amazing. Yeah, I think at this point, though, like during the Dare Mini Golf, the only rule really established was that you could only use the smallest putter.
Yep.
Is that still a rule for OGA?
No, we've grown up. We've evolved. No, mainly because we're trying to mimic some of the rules for the professional league, because now it's kind of progressed into pro mini golf.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you got to grow. Which
is funny because like coming from like one of those first seasons where we had to use the smallest putter, I went down to the Masters of Miniature Golf in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Purse is $20,000. 12 rounds of miniature golf for the span of 3 days. It's exhausting, just mentally, but physically exhausting. Yeah. And I'm using the smallest club, bending over and putting for 12 rounds of miniature golf because that's all I've been used to all summer long.
Oh my God.
My back, it broke that weekend. It was horrible.
That's insane. So you went to the actual championship. It's carrying on the O Street like Dare Mini Golf rules.
Yeah, because that's what I was used to, and it doesn't matter what club you use or whatever. Like whatever you're used to, whatever you're comfortable with, that's what you have to go with. Evan still uses the smallest putter.
What? Wait, did he use the small putter when he did Holey Moley?
They didn't have it, unfortunately, but which that's maybe why he lost.
Could be.
Who knows?
We'll get into that though. We'll get into the Evan joining and doing the Holey Moley. So as we're developing these rules for Dare Mini Golf, because we have a bunch of like ball buster friends that are always like, we like to watch each other suffer. It's kind of like the Jackass crew, where just like waiting for someone to let their guard down, and that's when you kick them in the balls or whatever. But so
Lysol, or take their shoe off and throw it at them.
Yeah, exactly. But there was like this intimidation factor where like we knew that like we're stepping up each dare every time, where we were like scared, like that you didn't want to lose.
Not at all.
So we started making new rules to try to like get people, so even if they're good at playing, they can still lose the game. Do you want to explain some of what those rules are?
Yeah, so like the few of the main rules, two that we still use today, no cell phones, which is kind of nice because, the day and age that we live in, everyone's on their phone. I mean, even hanging out with you, sometimes I'll be talking to you and you'll be on your phone and be like, yeah, dude, I don't know what you just said. So
I got better at that. My roommate James calls me out on that shit.
At least you're honest though. But so it's a great time that's, an hour and a half where we're all disconnected from our phones. We're there in the present. And it was fun, but it's tough. So if you pulled your phone out for whatever reason, you would get a stroke penalty, and that obviously goes against your score. Another one is cursing, which we have a long list of words that you can use, which just last year I printed that list out to give to people. Worst idea ever. They are the worst possible things you could say to another human being. And I printed that out on a piece of paper and gave it to strangers that were playing miniature golf. Like, by the way, you can't say these words. And they're like, yeah, I obviously. And it's not even like one bad word. It's like all the variations. It's like, let's insult every single person we could possibly think of in just this one word. And then let's go to the next one and do the same thing. Like, so if you want to know what words you can't say, just search it on Google, words you can't say. That's where I got the list from. So that's always tough, because even saying something like damn would count, because by definition it means curse. Right. Another one was the stump check rule, where...
Oh, wait, to go back real quick, though, the part of the cursing rule, you have to have at least 2 people to witness the curse.
Yes.
And why is that?
Well, because you want to whisper in someone's, ear and be like, "You're going to miss this putt, you jackass." Like, you want to still have some fun with it. But, in the moment, you miss a putt, you're like, shit. Oh, your 3 maybe just turned into a 4 because of that stroke penalty.
And that's so hard, because like mini golf is that sport where you miss that tiny putt and you just lose your mind over it, because it gets competitive. You want to egg the people on to like throw them off so that they miss their putts and stuff like that. Like, you want to piss them off. That's like the whole fun.
Those first few seasons were the most cutthroat seasons we've ever played. I mean, people are just playing any type of mind game possible to throw you off. We're like saying things or whispering them in your ears, making like noises. Like, it was the most unprofessional seasons that we've ever had, but honestly, some of the most fun we've ever had.
Oh, because we were so competitive, and we would play by all the technicalities. Like, if we can't say this word, we're going to use a word that almost sounds like it, and we're going to scream it in your ear, because that's not against the rules.
No, it wasn't on the list.
Yep, if it's not on the list, it's good to go. So that's how we were rolling. But yeah, to go into the next one, we got the stump check. Stump
check, to where you can't peek at the next hole. Everyone has to stay in the same area, and if you're caught peeking, you get a stroke penalty. Some unique things like shake and bakes, which are always fun. If your ball gets hits another ball, and that ball goes in the hole, it's a hole in one.
Yep.
Because you only hit it once. So, like, a lot of unique things that made it fun, and it kept the essence of miniature golf, because miniature golf is goofy. It's ridiculous. Anyone can play. So, those things happen for people that don't take it serious, like, myself, which, I'm a professional miniature golfer now. And, and I'm proud of it, damn it.
Good. No, but as unprofessional as we made it super professional in the most unprofessional manner, I like to think.
That couldn't say it better myself.
But yeah, so I like to think like right around this time, like you really started like developing into the El Presidente, where you're like taking over, you're calling the shots for the group at this point. You're like, I'm booking. First of all, this is a league. This is a league now, guys.
It's officially a league.
Because like we all want to hang out with each other. We're all going to meet up on Wednesdays or whenever it was. I'm going to make a Facebook event page for it, and I'm going to keep track of all these. And at the end of the summer, we're going to have the big finale game where the winner gets a big trophy or money or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think that first season was like a big obnoxious check that was like, But Christian won the first season, and he's drinking out of the trophy, and I had the big check, and it was just ridiculous. Oh, and it was we're dressed to the nines, just formal attire, it was a spectacle.
And that's the one thing I got to say, you just overall as like a friend of mine, you always make things over the top, and just whatever you're involved with. Even if you're playing a game of mini golf, you have to make it take it to the next level.
Always. I will never change.
No, and that's why I love you, dude. So, of course, after a couple seasons of doing this, we have to make a reality show on it.
Obviously.
Which, for the viewers listening right now, Aaron's uploaded a bunch of the episodes on the O Street Mini Golf channel. Is that correct?
It's actually on our Patreon now.
Oh, cool. So shout out if you want to watch the episodes. I'm in them. Aaron's in them. Do you want to explain a little bit about what the reality series is? Because I know there's a trailer. I'm going to just put the trailer in the beginning of this video.
Golf is about life. It's about death. It's a representation of man's struggles. They're going to be hurt over a loss for the championship. They need to reevaluate what's going on. Today's game is not about winning. No game is ever about winning.
That all being said, are you going to win?
I already have.
Yeah, so the trailer's on our YouTube page right now, and we have a teaser, and then I think if you subscribe, you can see like the full trailer. And it pretty much was a senior project for me at Drexel, and I studied entertainment arts management and couldn't think of anything to do, and I offered up a web series of my miniature golf league that I run, and they're like, "Yes, absolutely." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Which ironically. Drexel Westfall College shared the fact that I was on Holey Moley. And they're like, "Did your senior project turn into a reality TV show?" And I'm like, "That's hilarious because he gave me a C+."
What? All right, so wasn't there also a thing, the dude from Double Dare, you pitched it to him, right?
So I think, yeah, it was my senior year, and Mark Summers from Double Dare, if you guys remember that show, was a guest speaker. And he was the executive producer of Restaurant Impossible, and there's another like sugar show that he does as well. And I went up to him after his talk, and I said, "I'm like, is there any way I could just like shadow you for a few days?" He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." I'm like, "That's perfect. I'm doing a web series and just kind of want to know the ins and outs of reality TV." And my theory or my hypothesis was, what's the real in reality TV? Because what you see on television from a show isn't real. These people are being characters, or there's so much editing done. You don't know what's actually real other than it's not a scripted show. So it was a really cool experience. I got to hang out with him and his crew for, I believe it was like 2 days. And then that summer we started filming the web series, which was a bit of a lot to chew, a big bite. And I think we filmed all 10 games plus the 11th game, which was the championship. So we filmed 2 hours of each game, which was kind of nuts.
It was insane, especially because like there was actual drama going on behind the fake drama. Well, not real fake drama, but like there's turmoil going on within our friend group as we were making it, I feel like.
So I think what's really unique about our friends is that everyone has so many different personalities and different points of views and different interests that we're our own little melting pot of people within our group. So those personalities clash at times, and having everything recorded in pretty much a stressful environment, a competitive environment, you're unintentionally, I pinned personalities against personalities that clash to create drama, which is, the main ingredient in reality TV. Yeah. So I'm watching this unfold, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, there's no script. I didn't say anything. Like, people are just freaking out. Like the web series, which I thought was going to be all about miniature golf, really wasn't. It was about the drama of a miniature golf league and the personalities and everything. So it kind of took on a life of its own. And at the same time, ruined friendships. That, like, people were pissed. People hated one another. Like Chaz and Evan, like they were like constantly going at it. I think Evan quit. Mm-hmm. Like it was.
Yeah, like in the first episode, for instance, Evan, just to let the viewers get a little sneak peek, So Evan he got a stroke penalty from doing a stump check by walking past the stump, and everyone just calls him out, and Chaz is getting in his face, and he's freaking out because the dude Frank keeping score, he's just like, it's a stroke penalty, and Evan just storms off, and of course, like the music playing in the background is like amplifying the situation, and as a viewer, you're watching, you're like, oh fuck, what's about to happen right now?
Yeah, it's and that wasn't staged. That was all real. That was Evan's pure anger, just oozing out of him. But yeah, so we filmed the whole web series, and it was tough. I mean, there really wasn't much structure. I mean, we had I know you and I kind of planned out some of the themes for the games to make it a little interesting, if it was teams or the Game of Thrones or the Advantage Day. But in terms of
the Advantage Day was actually my favorite one.
Yeah, that one was like, so every hole, if you won a hole, you got an advantage to use, and it could be a disadvantage to somebody else, like the potato. I think you had the potato, right?
I forget. Someone had to hit, instead of a golf ball, a potato, and obviously once you hit it, it's going to rear off the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, the toolbox, where you assign someone a tool in the toolbox instead of your putter to use, like a screwdriver or a hammer, which Evan sunk a hole in one with a screwdriver. Like, just ridiculous stuff that you can't imagine it would actually happen unless you filmed it, which unfortunately I had my cousin filming, and he just starting off in film school. Unfortunately, we lost some of the audio for half the games, but luckily with the confessionals and movie magic, able to kind of salvage some of the footage and make it make it usable.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say, because like going back and rewatching those episodes, like you could tell that like there's a little more of the B-roll of like the confessional booths than there is of the actual gameplay, but the personalities like were blossoming like by the 6th episode. Like you knew who you were rooting for, and you knew like who each character was by the end of it.
And I think everyone played themselves, but also accentuated, the character that they were trying to portray. Like me being El Presidente, this corrupted league president that, makes the rules and changes things in his favor. And I'm taking on this character, during the confessionals, I'm wearing sunglasses, a leather jacket, and no shirt. Like, I don't know if that's what the league president of a miniature golf league does, but it was just ridiculous.
Yes, it's absolutely what the president. No, but I gotta say though, rewatching those episodes, it was you. Like, even it's you, but just amplified times 10. But like, it's still Aaron just being over the top as the president of a miniature golf league. Like, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, 100%. And it's fun because like sometimes you don't get to be this like obnoxious character. Like, yes, I take things over the top, but like in my everyday life, I'm not this person. But for this reality TV show, this little web series that we did, like, yeah, it's fun to kind of be a little crazy and go nuts.
Yep, the mini golf persona.
Yeah, of course.
I love it, dude.
So I think I'm trying to think. I didn't pitch it to Mark Summers. I mean, I definitely talked about it to him, but I submitted some of the footage to different little festivals. Like, nothing really fit this criteria because it was so unique. It's reality TV, and you're not submitting a reality TV show for a film festival. And we also really didn't have a platform to put it on. I mean, we had YouTube, of course, but for me, I was so new to it that I didn't really know how to amplify that and get the word out and get people watching it. So it just kind of sat on our YouTube page for a few years without really doing anything with it. I would say the next step for like the OGA League was really falling into the professional world of miniature golf. I know I was up in New York. I was reading the New York Times, and I saw a article of a pro mini golf league. I'm like, wait a second, like that's exactly what I'm doing. Like there's people all over this country playing professional miniature golf. Like you can win money playing mini golf. So we fell into that world. Like I mentioned, the Masters in Myrtle Beach, where the purse is $20,000, and they had like crazy coverage, like Sports Illustrated, Snapchat was there, Vice TV or Vice News was there, and we talk about characters within our own miniature golf league, but these people, that's all they do is play miniature golf. Like there's this one girl, Olivia Prokopova. I always tell this story because it's so crazy.
Girl?
She's from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
She's been playing miniature golf her whole life. Maybe she's like in her mid-20s now. And she's sponsored by an airline. They fly her family, her coach, her miniature golf masseuse / visualizer out to every single tournament. And come to find out this past year, if she wins a tournament, the Czech Republic pays her $100,000. It's ridiculous. And keep in mind that the purse for the biggest purse is $20,000. So the winners may be getting $5 or $6 grand. And her father would bribe people to lose. Like, I'll give you 20 grand if you throw this game. So my daughter wins. Not knowing, like some people knew, but like 20 grand, if she makes 100,000, she's keeping 80. That's great. These golfers didn't want anything to do with this. They're like, no way. I want to win for the glory. It would quadruple what they would possibly win from this bribe. And no, they wanted glory. And that was just like stepping back. I'm like, these people are crazier than me.
After that, did you hop back into the YouTube channel after?
So it was kind of tying in Holey Moley with this as well. Through the miniature golf community, the pro mini golf community, we heard about different reality TV shows. There was one for MTV, casting for a miniature golf TV show that we all applied for. I remember trying to get bios on different people and to send them out and say, hey, like, this is what we do. Nothing, unfortunately, ever happened to that. But 2 years ago, there was a casting call for this mega miniature golf show. So I found out, I'm like, oh, I'm absolutely going to apply. I told Rudy, I told Evan, we made submission videos and sent them in. Fortunately, I didn't get it. Rudy didn't get it, but Evan did, which was nuts. I mean,
So what do you think was like, did you guys all take like audition videos?
So Rudy and I did our audition videos together. Evan did his own. I still don't know what he did. But looking at it now compared to like the one that I just submitted for the season I got on, we're only showing like, I think they said like, do a 30-foot putt. Well, we're doing a 30-foot putt, but we're missing it. Like, we're not showing like sexy putts, like, you know, really cool hole-in-ones or anything like that. We're just showing putts and we're missing it. So like, I don't know if it was if it was that, or Evan's definitely a bigger personality than myself or Rudy. I mean, we're all unique, but maybe that's what they were looking for. Who knows? But it was Evan's moment. It was Evan's opportunity. And it was just kind of crazy that just one of the three of us got on this show.
Right.
So,
and for the viewers listening, Evan's one of the members in the OGA league.
Yes. Yeah. One of the remaining members, like you mentioned, you were without a doubt a founding father of the mini golf portion of O Street, but people move on. I mean, you're in Philly, Avery's in Philly, people move away, they get jobs, and, not to say mini golf's not a priority for some, but, everyone does different things. I mean, you were in a band, obviously you have your podcast now. So the people that are just within this area that I live in is really Rudy and Evan. So hence, in turn, being kind of the remaining members of O Street Mini Golf. But him getting on the show motivated me to do more, because we had a few videos from the web series on our YouTube page. We had our Winter Classic stuff with us playing in the snow.
Oh, that's so good, dude. I think that's your first video too, right?
Yeah. We just had like a GoPro and we were playing in the snow. Like they were just fun times and really cool videos. But I wanted to make it a little bit more, meatier. Like, just like we had a YouTube page and all we do is have a miniature golf league. Like, let's do more. Let's try to do different things. And with this exposure with Holey Moley, who knows what could happen? This could be just our our 15 minutes of fame, even though it's Evan on the show. He's part of O Street Mini Golf, and who knows, maybe it'll put O Street Mini Golf on the map. So we started filming more videos. And again, like going back to the web series, not sure how to structure it, kind of sat back and figured out a storyboard, like an intro. How are we going to film these shots? You know, do we want to talk about it? Do we want to do a review? So it was a mix and match until we kind of found our lane or foundation to make some of these videos. And when Evan went out to California, Rudy and I tagged along. We played a bunch of courses in California that we filmed. Rudy and I drove to Vegas for the day and filmed, and then just experienced something that not a lot of people get to do, which is be part of a TV show. So that experience alone was nuts. Which, quick little side story, Evan's on his second hole, which is a trap door. The loser, it's a 4-foot putt. If you make it and your opponent misses, your opponent drops into the water in this trap door. So they pull us out with Evan, and Rudy and I asked the producers, hey, could we root against Evan? And Evan's going against this girl, Robin, who is one of the best U.S. mini golfers around, or pro mini golfers. And we just know her from the miniature golf community. And
oh yeah, that's another thing to note. Did you recognize a lot of people out there?
Yes. So we met a ton of people, but we also recognized a few people from the pro mini golf circuit, and Robin Ventura was one of them. So we're like, 4-foot putt. There's no way Robin's going to miss this. And we're joking around, we're like, Evan, you're going to lose, man. Like, there's no way you're going to beat Robin. Like, she's one of the best. And we went to the producers and we're like, hey, can we root against Rudy? Can we root against Evan? And they're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. We're like, okay, cool. So they take us over to the friends and family section to root for Evan or whoever. And the producers bring out this fat head of Robin and a sign that says, go Robin. Now, Evan doesn't know this. And he's walking up the plank to the area where he's about to putt with Robin. And we have our whole section cheering, let's go, Robin. And he turns over and he sees us holding these signs and this big fat head of Robin. And he's like, you're my friends. What? No, you're like, we're tagging along his adventure pretty much. And now we're rooting against him, which thank God he beat Robin, because that would have been so awkward. We're staying in his room. Like,
he would have not let you live that down.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I'm happy he stepped up and won that hole. But yeah, just that experience leading into trip to California, that all motivated me to start, like, you know, like, kind of want to get my shit together. Like, let's start filming some real stuff. Let's build up a YouTube channel. I got some equipment, trying to make the videos decent. I had some, you know, a little editing experience, and wanted to start documenting the places that we were going to. And as you know, from the web series and just playing mini golf with all of us, there were so many crazy moments that we never got to film. And many people playing miniature golf, like, you hit this ridiculous shot, you're like, God, I wish, like, I saved that, I filmed it. Like, that's kind of what we're trying to do as well. Like, we want to capture those epic moments where you see something, you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah, like the trick shots and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
dude, that's awesome, man. So after Evan, so you're taking the YouTube channel seriously now. Evan just he was just on Holey Moley. What happened next as far as you getting onto the show?
Yeah, so then next summer, our miniature golf league kind of took off a little bit. Like I said, there was a bit of a lull because our friends, which mainly made up O Street Mini Golf, moved away, had other things to do. So it was just Rudy, Evan, and I. And the following year, after Evan being on the show, or that summer, we had a resurgence in new players and really great players as well. So the caliber of the mini golfers that were in our league really stepped up, and it became a little bit more competitive. And then knowing that process of applying for Holey Moley, when I saw that they were doing a season 2, I was pretty much ready. Rudy and I did our audition tapes. We got callbacks. We both got Skype interviews, and I was fortunate enough to be chosen. And that was kind of a crazy experience, because for me, I wanted to take it like any other competition. I swam 10 years of my life, so I never really worked out. I mostly just trained. There is quite a difference, because you could go to the gym, you lift some weights, you do some cardio, great. But if you don't have a real purpose, it's tough to stay motivated. It's tough to just keep on that regimen. I mean, maybe you work out for a week and 2 and then you forget, or you're like, do it next Monday, even though it's like Tuesday, you wait a week. So all December, January, February, I was training for Holey Moley, doing workouts. I was playing miniature golf before work in the morning, like in the cold. Yeah. So I was playing 4 rounds each day, pretty much. It's like 5:30 in the morning, January, like below, freezing temps at a local miniature golf course. And then I was even doing parkour. I went to American Ninja Warrior gym once a week, and wanted to just experience that unknown that a show like Holey Moley kind of throws at you. You really don't know what these holes are going to be like, what to expect, and they're pretty physical. So I wanted to practice the zip line and jumping, and it was extremely intimidating. But
that's smart that you did that, though, because for the viewers who haven't seen Holey Moley, it's kind of like that. Well, it's made by the makers of Wipeout, which so you got you got obstacle courses. So doing the training like that, like the American Ninja Warrior type of training, that was really smart, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to take out as much unknown as possible. Of course, I don't know exactly what the obstacles or what the holes are going to be like, but if I can practice jumping, learning how to fall, jumping from, lily pad to lily pad and catching myself, trying out a zip line, like climbing like just different weird stuff that was completely out of my element that I've never done in my life at all. And maybe as a kid growing up on jungle gym, but that's pretty much it. So all that being said, you're still not prepared for what they throw at you. So I felt good. And I think my mindset the whole time was, I'm going to have fun. I mean, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be able to promote O Street Mini Golf. And regardless what happens, it's a win my book, because I'm on this show. I could lose the first hole, and I'm still happy, honestly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what we were talking about audition tapes. What was your audition tape to get you on season 2 of Holey Moley?
So my audition tape was I was more of a character. I was more El Presidente. I was cocky. I was talking about winning, how my competition, there was no competition. Like, let me start, let me get out there. Let me play. Let me just win this thing. Let it be over, because I am the best. No one's going to beat me. And then the miniature golf aspect of it, I'm sinking crazy mini golf shots. And thank God we started the YouTube page when we did, because I have this archive of all this footage. I think I have 3 or 4 terabytes of miniature golf footage from all over the country, that because Evan getting on the show, if it wasn't for that, that wouldn't have motivated me to start filming this stuff. So now I had a library to pull from of all my best shots from the past year, which I think that, with being more of a personality, really gave me a better chance of getting on the show.
Dude, that's so cool, man. So you get on the show, and if anyone hasn't seen your episode, do you want to spoil it?
Well, yeah. Spoiler alert right now.
Skip to this time if you want to if you don't want us to spoil it. But so
Go to Hulu if you haven't. Pause this. Go to Hulu or on demand. Watch episode 10, season 2 of Holey Moley right now.
yes.
So yeah, the first hole.
You went back to swimming.
I went back to swimming. So they told me about like a week and a half before I flew out there that there was going to be some type of swimming element, and they wanted me in a Speedo. And I'm like, sure, why not? I mean, I definitely don't have my abs from when I was swimming in high school and college, but you know what? For the funny, because that's all I was thinking. I'm like, totally for the funny. I am rocking a Speedo, which is more like it's a drag suit. It's not like a full-on Speedo, but I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally doing that. Absolutely. Like, put me in swimmies. Like, I don't care. But yeah, I had to do a dive. Like, they showed you like this dive right before you're about to go, and like, you have to do this. And we're like, okay. And it was this girl, Andy, and I, who was my competitor. And as we're walking up, they throw this guy Joey in. Now, Joey's wearing this like fur jacket, and I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. I met him backstage, like in the tent while we were hanging out, and I'm like, this is random. They didn't tell us of this. So we went up. We went to go do our dive. Mine was like a double flip thing, which I only got like one flip in. I didn't get any air. I did nothing. I embarrassed myself in front of all my swim and diving friends. I'm so sorry.
Didn't you trip also when you're like?
That's what everyone said. I didn't realize it, but yeah, I tripped going off. Like I just ran off. Like I wasn't good at like my starts when I was a swimmer, let alone trying to dive. And so many people after the fact are like, "I thought you were a swimmer." I'm like, "Yes, but I don't dive. Like I'm not."
You're feeling that TV pressure.
Yeah, well, on top of that, and keep in mind, it's late. I mean, we're filming. It's February, end of February in California. In the mountains, it's windy, it's cold, and it is it's the morning. It's like 1-2 o'clock in the morning for some of the shots, sometimes even later. So I go do this dive, and I get a flip, and the girl Andy does her dive, and then this guy Joey comes up, and spoiler, he's a professional diver. He does this perfect flip. It's insane, and the judges are Greg Louganis, who is an Olympic diver. This demographic watching it are people our age. So your parents know who Greg Louganis is. Google him. Steve Guttenberg, which I hope you know who Steve Guttenberg is. Police Academy. He's a character. Like they pulled this guy out of the class. Yeah, just like beard, everything. And he's just like, he's cranky. He's angry. And then Sir Golf, which is the Holey Moley mascot. He's a gopher. So they were the judges. I got a good score. Andy got a better score than me. Joey was the gimmick, and they gave him horrible scores, so much so that Steve Gutenberg got out of his chair and wanted to beat him up, like go attack him. And Greg Louganis is holding him back. So that interaction is just so crazy. And a quick note at some of the other holes, like there's not a lot to have celebrity appearances or interactions. The one which I really really wanted to do was this pirate ship where John Lovitz is dressed up as a pirate. I think his name is Captain Long John Lovitz. And he has to He has to chip with an eye patch for the first person. And then the other person, he gets 2 eye patches, can't see, and he chips it over to this island where the hole is. And he's the best golfer on the show. Like he is dirty good at this. But
isn't it crazy though that like we did a reality show with mini golf with holes that have advantages and disadvantages, and now there's actually a show on TV that does that.
It's so surreal. It's insane. It's nuts.
It's
and
cool.
It's amazing. Yeah. And there's another show. I don't know if you heard of Achievement Hunter or Rooster Teeth. It's more like a gaming streaming service, but these guys created Hardcore Mini Golf, which is literally our web series that pretty much these guys did. They dressed up as characters. I'll send you a link. It's so ridiculous, but it's funny, and it reminds me of the web series that we all did.
Wow, I want to watch that. Second hole.
Yeah, second. It was all, I ended up winning my first hole, and you had to putt this whole thing, and I got to move on. Second hole. So I had to fly back to California twice because I won my first hole, and I'd fly back, and I had to go to work for a few days and then fly back out for my second hole. And if I won my second hole, I would go to the final of my episode, win that, and then if I won that, the winners of each episode go to a championship. So flying back out would be that last weekend I was there. So the second hole that I had to do, they bring everybody out, this whole group. And they're splitting the group into two holes that night. You have Beaver Creek, where you're putting your ball through a log. And then the other one is Dragon's Breath. We're going to put you in a NASCAR suit, and on top of that, throw a firefighter suit on you, and we're going to light you on fire, and you're going to have to putt. And I'm like, oh, please, please, please light me on fire. Please, please light me on fire. And it's like a schoolyard picking teams. They're like, this person go there, this person to go. And I'm like, please, 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 please. And they called my name for Dragon's Breath. I'm like, oh, like, I don't care at this point. If I win, lose, die, I'm going to be lit on fire on national television. It's the most epic thing I'll ever do. Like, the next time I'm going to be lit on fire, I'll be dead. Like, I'm not going to survive that shit.
Yeah, that's definitely a once in a lifetime opportunity. When I was watching the episode, the guy went before you and he got lit on fire. I was just like, oh, this is just some gag thing. And then you go up and was like, yo, holy shit, they're going to light Aaron on fire. What the fuck?
Like, and you talked about like how I take things like over the top. I couldn't imagine this. Like, this is like, I'm drooling and sweating because it's hot. But, like, I am freaking out that I'm going to be able to do this. Like, again, win, lose, I'm having a great time. Like, this is nuts. So
there's some executive who is just like you, but has got the money to light people on fire while playing mini golf.
It's like, so we have to think of an idea for one of the holes of Holey Moley. Does anyone, any ideas? Yeah, why don't we light them on fire? Can we do that? Yeah, we can. Perfect. We're going to light them on fire. Like, nuts. So there was an actual stuntman from, he worked on a bunch of different movies, and he's walking us through everything, and we're getting in our suits and stuff. And unfortunately, I didn't get to do this, but some of the people that got to play that hole actually rode in on horses because it's all medieval themed, which was like, I know. It's stupid, ridiculous, but yeah, it was. I unfortunately didn't get to ride a horse coming in, but I know. But so there's these 4 dragon heads spewing out fire, and they put lighter fluid all over you. And right when you're about to putt, they said do a practice putt, and then boom, you get hit with 4 balls of fire in your face. And what they didn't really show on Holey Moley, because they had to cut stuff down for time, I didn't make it through on my first putt.
Oh, really?
I went to putt from the right-hand side and go to the left-hand side opening. So there's this big wall, which was actually a door, and there's 3 openings. The one in the middle goes directly to the hole, and it's super narrow. So I'm like, during practice, like, I'm not getting it through there. I'm going to go to the side and try to kind of lay up. So I missed actually the first putt, even though they didn't show that. My second putt, I get it through, but where I'm putting from is one of these dragon heads, and it's blowing fire in my face as I'm putting. So I'm literally burning up inside as I'm making the second putt. Luckily, it goes through. I walk over the drawbridge, and I get in, and I won. I mean, Uzo, who was a superhero, and what's hilarious is that you talked about like his strength was like eating snacks. I'm shocked they actually used that, because the dude ate all the snacks in the tent while we were waiting around. Like, he had his bag full of snacks. He had his pocket full of snacks. Like, the dude loved the snacks.
Wow.
And it's hilarious that they actually used that for his bio. But yeah, I got to beat a superhero. Sorry, Uzo. But and the dude just had a kid like a few days prior.
Wow.
Yeah, he had like a newborn, his first kid, and he's on this show.
Then lights himself on fire
as a superhero. Yeah, it's nuts. So I get to do that. And then now I'm on to the third hole, the final hole of my episode. And Evan pretty much got to the same point. They changed the structure up a little bit because there's only going to be one winner versus 12 or 10 episode winners from last year. But I'm at the same point as Evan has gone, but I have one competitor. And I have to sprint down a row of porta potties filled with different characters inside them as they're opening up a door and trying to get you to fall into freezing cold water.
How do you not get hit by one of them, though? That's, you know what I mean?
They said about 2.5 to 3 seconds, and then those doors are going to open. And I was practicing that, Ron. I convinced the producers to let me wear actual sneakers versus the dress shoes that I had, because there was no way I was running in a suit with brown dress shoes and getting through this if I had a chance.
Wait, question about that, because Rob Riggle was really going in on your outfit. Was that your choice of the outfit, or was that like?
Yes and no. I mean, I was El Presidente, and let's be honest, President of the Miniature Golf League is going to wear a suit.
I didn't even think of that. That's so good. That was clever.
And they didn't use a lot of the quotes because obviously they're cutting down so much stuff. But I was so presidential. I was channeling my inner Will Ferrell as George Bush or Bill Clinton. Like I was like, "Hello, America. I need your support for Holey Moley." Like just going all out. But they did use one line right before I went to putt at hole number 2, which is
the JFK.
Yeah, the JFK line, which my girlfriend Maura actually thought of. You know, ask not what you can or what mini golf can do for you, but what you can do for mini golf. And not many people like got that reference because I'm the president of the Miniature Golf League. Like I need some presidential quotes.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was perfect.
So I'm going against Mallory, who is a kickboxer. I mean, this girl is in insane shape, and she's one of the only few competitors that actually went in the water 3 times in their episode. So she got knocked around a bit. So I go to putt, and I just barely missed this opening where the hole is, and I gave it a lot of love. I went for it pretty much, and I put myself in a horrible position because I hit it too hard and it bounced out. So now I got to do this run. The light turns green and I'm sprinting and I start leaning up against the side of the porta potty and then boom. I think it was a gorilla or something. Yeah, something just knocked me out. And to be honest with you, I had a better dive off of that than the actual diving hole that I did. Like I had this crazy corkscrew thing. Like,
dude, you were so graceful when you got knocked down. You're like, you were ready for it.
Yeah, I was so ready. So you're soaking wet. I'm in a suit and I'm going around and I'm going to putt and I have a tough putt. I'm far away from the hole. There's a ridge that you have to get it over. And behind the hole is water. So if you miss it, it's going in. I played enough miniature golf knowing that I have to hit this ridge hard enough to get over and somehow soft enough for it to sit. And for it to sit from the distance that I was at is nearly impossible. So my only option in my eyes was I got to go for it. There's no win or lose. I got to make this putt. And I barely missed it, a little to the left, and it went in the water. And then Mallory sunk a great putt. Some people say it is an easier shot, without a doubt, closer. But she still had an angle. It wasn't an easy putt. And she could have laid up. She could have gotten it because now my ball's in the water. I have to go from a farther distance. She went for it and she owned it and beat El Presidente. She moves on. And like I said, I don't have any regrets, not even one letter. Like I'm so happy I got that far. I got to play 3 holes. I got to be on half this episode. So in my eyes, I made the most out of it. And I was really, really stoked.
Dude, so good. And also to note, when the episode premiered, you went live on Facebook and you hosted a premiere party with all your friends and family.
Yeah, so we and it was tough because the whole week it was calling for rain, and I was only going to do something outside. I'm on the other side of the spectrum when it comes to COVID. Like I'm super cautious. I'm always wearing my face mask, and I made custom O Street mini golf face masks with the logo and hand sanitizers with the sticker with the logo that everyone got.
Side note, let's say who made the
Mikey L made that logo.
I made that years ago, and I'm surprised you're still rocking it. But I'm so stoked to see it in all of your YouTube videos and stuff. I don't know if it made it into Holey Moley, but
it's if you saw the shirt my mom was wearing, the shirt Moore was wearing, they had the O Street shirt on the whole time. But yeah, dude, I can't thank you enough for that, because we have used that constantly. Like, just market the crap out of O Street Mini Golf, and that's our flag. That's the symbol for us. But yeah, no, it was just I don't know. Just a crazy experience overall, because I mean, how many people have that opportunity? And to go from us playing Dare Mini Golf on the Ocean City Boardwalk growing up, to not one but two people from our group competing on national television. I mean, O Street Mini Golf is now supplying competitors for this reality TV show. I hope we get somebody else on for next season, because
it's got to be Rudy.
Right. Anybody. Rudy, I will take anyone to get onto the show, because it is maybe we'll become synonymous with Holey Moley, or just say that, like, we're a legit miniature golf league, and, we're fun, crazy people that like miniature golf, and come play with us. And that's, we've gotten so many more people this summer now, building relationships. We have more subscribers on our YouTube page and all our socials. I was telling you a story before we got on here. A few days after Holey Moley, we were playing the last game of our summer league, and some kid comes up. He's like, "You're Aaron." Oh my God, it's Aaron. I'm like, "Yeah, man. Like, did you see my episode on Holey Moley?" He's like, No. I know you from YouTube. I'm like, get out of here. Like, come on. Like, that's not a real thing. Like, we don't have that many subscribers. Like, you shouldn't know about us. But it was just a surreal moment that, I guess kind of the hard work of putting out these videos, going to these places and traveling, promoting this small brand that we're building is paying off in a way, which those moments are, they're rewarding. It's pretty cool for someone to recognize you, because I'm nobody famous. I'm not special. Like, it's cool, the experiences that I had, but for someone to recognize you, not just from national television, but from your YouTube channel that you're working hard to build is pretty cool.
Yeah. The other thing you were saying about your YouTube channel is how it's like you're going for the niche of, like, oh, we played this course over here, and the audience that are going to be looking up your videos are most likely the people that are looking up because they have some kind of nostalgia or maybe some memory with friends or family of the time they played that course, and that's how they become acquainted with your YouTube channel.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's obviously the professional world of miniature golf, where those fans are appreciating the course that we're documenting, can appreciate the game play. Hopefully, if you like any type of competition, if it's between Rudy, myself, or Evan, or whoever, myself or whoever we're playing against, hopefully that is entertaining. Like, you're on the edge of your seat, like, oh my God, like, hopefully it's a good game and it's not a blowout.
Who's gonna win?
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, oh, like, I don't want Aaron to win. Like, boo El Presidente, let's go our hero Rudy. But what we're also trying to do, like you mentioned, is, like, maybe recognize a course that we played, and it's a place that you grew up, playing with your family and your friends, and you're like, oh my God, like, I remember that course. I wonder how they'll play it. And we're branching off to do a bunch of different things where, we're documenting courses all over the country, and we have different playlists, so you can click the state and see what places we've gone to. If you go to our website, we have, a list of all the places we visited. And we are, I'm doing a new thing where I'm challenging people, or like, you want to beat El Presidente? Like, I'll come to you, I'll play on your home turf, like, try to beat me
You're just gonna summon El Presidente to your town to play you in mini golf. You look in the mirror, say 3 times El Presidente, and he'll appear with a mini golf club. It's like, let's go, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I'm trying to develop the YouTube page into something that's entertaining and doing a few how-to things and the history of miniature golf and branching out into different things to get a wider demographic, tuning into our channel and, maybe supporting the Patreon and watching, the web series, which is something unique. It's not just, which at times could be a dry game of miniature golf if you're really not into it. The web series is something that's just entertaining. There's a lot of drama to it. Oh, we got Chewy. Luckily, I have a ton of content that I can use if I don't even want to travel around, which I'm still kind of doing. I'm going to different places, keeping my distance at the same time, but taking advantage of the opportunity. And, we have to find new and exciting things to do. Like you can't put your life on hold. You still have to live your life. And if it's a small business that you're running or a brand that you're trying to build, you have to adapt. You have to find new ways of doing things. And just like we're doing this over Zoom. We're doing it virtually. That's adapting, and you can still pursue, your dreams. That kind of sounds cheesy, but if you have this podcast, I have this YouTube page with this mini golf league, like I'm not going to let it stop, but I'm also going to be smart about it and try to find new ways of reaching out to people. If it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't have had the time to finally finish it, which I'm still working on, but I've gotten so much done and so many videos put out that have just kind of been sitting on standby that, instead of me watching a TV show, I'm doing that when it was cold, March, April. Then when it was May, I was out playing mini golf. I went to Maryland, and again, I'm social distancing as well. I want to keep that in mind. We went out to Minneapolis and hung out with some friends from Holey Moley, which been trying to take a trip out there. Flights were cheap. No one was in my whole entire row.
Nice.
More interaction at ShopRite, grocery shopping, than I did on the whole trip to Minneapolis, which is kind of crazy. But no, just taking advantage of those opportunities. And side note stuff, like I know we've talked about kind of like urban gardening and growing different things. I picked up that. I'm learning different things, trying to better myself in new ways, and checking off stuff on the to-do list.
Absolutely. Quick question. With COVID and stuff, what have the rules been for mini golf places?
So it's kind of mixed. The mini golf community in the South, they are still doing their thing. I think their mindset's a little bit different than us mini golfers in the North. Granted, they have more cases, so keep my opinion out of it. But they're still playing miniature golf. I think they're keeping their distance. I think they're now wearing masks. I know that the putt championships are in Florida, and they're still having it, and they have kind of conceded to the social distancing rules, which at first they weren't taking it as seriously. But I think nowadays it's a no-brainer. You have to look at what's going on, and it's real stuff. So when we're having our miniature golf league in Ocean City, unfortunately the boardwalk's still packed. So we are recommending everyone to wear masks. And for myself, we joke around about being El Presidente, but I'm still running a miniature golf league. I'm leading by example. I'm wearing my mask, and in turn getting a lot of people to do that without even asking, because you're in close quarters with people, not just playing miniature golf, but on the whole entire boardwalk. So everyone's been wearing masks. When I've gone to different places, everyone's wearing masks there, keeping their distance. So it's
is it BYOP?
Oh, it's always BYOP. You always got to bring your own putter. Absolutely.
Okay.
But and your balls. You got to bring your own balls. Like I don't like playing with anybody else's balls. That joke goes out to Rudy. But yeah, no, it's bring your own junk. Play with your own junk.
Yeah.
But the miniature golf is not like a concert or a sporting event. You're not getting thousands of people to go. It's a small community. So there's not that many people to begin with. I mean, we've gone, I think, the most like 30 plus people at one of our league games, which is great for us.
You were on the news.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but when I watched it, I got some weird condescending vibe from the lady that was interviewing you.
So which interview was it? The Fox News or the 6 ABC?
I think it was the 6 ABC. You were putting.
Oh no, that was the Fox News.
Okay.
So all right. So I had. I'm happy you mentioned the interviews. I had 2 interviews for Holey Moley. One was with 6 ABC Action News, which if you're from the Philadelphia tri-state area, you're very familiar with that. Got Sarah Bloomquist interviewing me over Zoom, which was really kind of crazy. And it's obviously it's an ABC affiliate station, so they were able to use footage from the actual show that I didn't get to see yet a few hours before my episode aired that Thursday. And it was really neat because it's a family show, and Sarah asked at the end of the interview, she's like, "Do you mind if my daughter asks you a few questions?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like she's like, like how's Sarah golf and you gonna win? Like it was kind of cool, like being
the reality TV star.
Yeah, kind of talking to but like the kid version of it as well. Like these kids are looking up at these players and be like, "Oh, I want to compete. I want to play." So I had that. That was really cool. And then I had a Fox 29 interview at Avalon at a course called Go Fish Mini Golf because we're promoting a $1,000 tournament. And it was kind of like a random thing. I didn't really set this up. It was the owner of Go Fish Mini Golf. She's like, "Hey, like someone from Fox 29 News wants to talk about stuff going down or happening in the shore. Be a great opportunity to talk about the $1,000 tournament." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I go down, and the journalist, the newscaster, was asking me, "Can you do any trick shots?" And I'm like, Go Fish Miniature Golf is a course where there's not a lot of gimme hole-in-ones, but there's one hole that I'm like, all right, if I'm going to get a hole-in-one, it's going to be this. So I'm trying to think of, like, how am I going to do this? Like, there's more pressure for this interview on live TV than all of Holey Moley. Like, I got to sink a hole-in-one on live television in the morning. Like, this is ridiculous. Mind you, it's the day after, it's the morning after my episode air, which I had a watch party. I'm hungover, 7 o'clock in the morning. No,
Oh my God.
these are all excuses because, spoiler alert, I don't make a hole-in-one. But yeah, I'm trying to be like cocky about it. Like I'm playing up the El Presidente role for sure, because she's being like a little cocky as well. She's like, "Oh, you're not going to make this," or like all this stuff. Like
She was like, "So you're a professional mini golfer?" And I was just like, "Yo, who the fuck are you?" I don't know. I didn't fuck with it. That's all I'm saying.
She was definitely character. Super nice though. But yeah, when I'm putting, I'm trying to make these home ones, and they're close. But like I'm looking at her and I'm putting with one hand, looking at the camera. Like I'm praying something goes in. Of course it doesn't. But it worked. I mean, we got some people reaching out right after that from seeing the segment, and to be honest with you, I kind of forgot about the episode or the interview. And I forgot to tell people that I was going to be on Fox 29 News in the morning. And a lot of my family and friends were tuning in on it. And they're like, "Is that Aaron? Like, what the hell is he doing right now?" Like, it was another very unique experience that if it wasn't for the exposure from Holey Moley and all this stuff, it probably would have never happened.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. We're going to wrap this up soon. But I got two more questions for you. Favorite course to play at from around the country?
Oh God, I get asked this question all the time, and it's so tough.
Can I shout one out?
Yeah, no, yeah. What's your favorite course?
Oh, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna say like Goofy Golfer, the Pirate Golf on Ocean City Boardwalk. I don't travel around like you do to play mini golf, but those are my two favorite. Like, haunted mini golf's good too. But I watched your YouTube episode where I think it was you, Evan, and Rudy playing in Las Vegas, maybe it's California.
California.
It was
like the turf
one?
was all purple.
Alien one.
Oh no, it was Evan and I.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Invaders of Planet Putt in Universal.
That one was sick.
Yeah, so we went down. Evan and I went down to Florida for the day. We took a like $100 Spirit flight. We flew down there. We played 5 rounds. He beat me in all of them, and we flew back for the day, which was a lot of fun. But no, actually, I was going to mention from one of my favorite courses is Disney Fantasia Gardens, the fairway course. That is just, it plays like an actual golf course, which is, you know what? Throw that out of the equation. No, it's not. We just played in Minneapolis like a month ago, and there was a course that was all grass. The whole course was grass. They cut it 3 times a week. You're playing an actual rough grass. I mean, it was something that I've never ever experienced before in the mini golf world. Yeah, it was cool.
Was it a challenge?
Oh, it was extremely challenging. I think we shot like in the 60s, and the par was like a 50, which is still tough.
Do you prefer like easier ones where it's just like straightforward, or do you prefer like courses that are like okay, so I want to break this down for a second. Mini golf. There's thirds. Skill, luck, and then how you read the course. And the course, there's the courses that have the easy shots, straightforward. You got the ones like the goofy golfs with like the crazy windmills and dinosaurs on there. And then you got the shitty courses where it's just like, you know, there's like
broken
bricks.
down, the turf's going all over the place. Yeah, oh yeah,
so I love those ones.
I know, yeah, because it's a different type of skill. Everyone's playing in the crap.
There's no excuses.
Yeah, there is no. Like everyone's dealing with the same horrible terrain that you have to putt through. But I think for me, like, I like the courses where you have to hit a specific shot and it goes in the hole. Like I love getting a bunch of aces. Pirates of the Golden Galleon, Seaport Village on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Those are just, in my eyes, skill shots where you have to hit your shot, make it, and what makes it challenging is they're all low scores. So if you miss a shot, that could be the game for you because somebody else is going to make them all. And it actually came down to Seaport Village this summer. I was in the lead by 1 stroke, and hole 17, which I've hit this shot. It's a straight shot every single time. And my ball went left. It went behind the structure. I ended up getting a 5, and I lost. I went from first to third on 1 hole because the guy that was in second place, he made the shot. So I think that's what's fun for me. I'm a super competitive person where having a game like miniature golf where anyone can win, it could be anybody's day. It's a unique sport, and God damn it, if before I die, it will be on ESPN and no one's going to watch it. It's okay. Because if there's cornhole on ESPN, God damn it, there's got to be some miniature golf.
I think you're the person that will, make that name for mini golf. But Aaron, I want you to take us out right now. What's the future of O Street, and hit us with some plugs.
Oh, all right. So we got our $1,000 miniature golf tournament on Sunday, August 30th at Go Fish Mini Golf in Avalon, New Jersey. And that's really the kickstart of the professional season. It's happening kind of in September with a bunch of different miniature golf tournaments that you can actually win money all up and down the Mid-Atlantic region from Maine to Maryland. October is the Masters if it's going to happen in South Carolina, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. But for us, like if you want to watch the web series that we were talking about, go to our Patreon page. $5. We have, I think, 4 episodes up right now. You can just pay $5 for the first month and watch all the content if you want, like little Patreon hack if you don't know that. But it's honestly, if you could, like a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, you know, someone that's trying to build a small brand and community, just follow our stuff. Even if you don't like any of our photos, like or pictures or videos, like subscribe to our YouTube page because that would be huge. Subscribe to all the crowded rooms because we get to do this stuff. But just support local. I mean, I know it's kind of weird to say like a miniature golf league or YouTube channel is local, but they're people that you know. That are trying to do something, and your support is as simple as a click, and it means the world to us.
Yeah, I gotta say, for the viewers listening right now, if you made it to the end of this video, if you're the type of person that works from home and you have YouTube on the side screen of your computer, this is the content I watch. Aaron's always pumping out new content. He's got tons of stuff backlogged, so
every week
it's not stopping. It's going to keep coming. So, thanks for watching, guys. We're To All the Crowd Rooms. Go follow O Street Mini Golf on YouTube, and thanks for watching.